Welcome back to part 3 of the pencil case project. Now, we've done a previous video, video 2, which if you haven't seen that, please go and have a look at that video. And in that video, we scanned this metal case, metal car, and we scanned it with a 3D scanner, ready for processing via software. So this week, in this session, number 3, I have taken the model and I have processed it to a stage where we have the top half of the car and the bottom half of the car made to a STL model ready for further processing. It took a long time. It probably took about 3 to 4 hours, probably a lot longer, just to get to that stage, and a lot of actions were taking place. So I've recorded some of them here as best I can and speed it up to make it. So let's get into the video, and I'll try and explain as it's going through. So first, I took the model, the PLY model, into a program called Mesh Mixer, and I leveled the car up, the object up, with the bottom plane. And once the bottom plane was all leveled up, I then did a plane cut to remove the bottom section, which is the square pillar you can see there, which was holding the car up while I was scanning it. Once this is removed, we then have the basic shell of the car top only, and the rest of it is deleted. So here's where we do the plane cut. We'll lift the plane vertically to a position where we want to cut. Once the plane is in position, we select the action to cut, which is on the left hand side top corner, which is the accept button on the left hand side. When you press that button in Mesh Mixer doing a plane cut, the bottom half will be removed. So there you have the bottom half removed, and as you can see, it's cut the whole piece off, and that's now basically ready to be further worked on. As you can see, it's hollow. We will at a later stage make that a solid object once we get further on into the project. And here is where I took the model that we've just cut into Fusion 360. Once we have the car in Fusion 360, we now have to isolate the individual meshes that make up the full mesh. We're looking for the mesh around here, which is the shape of the bottom of the car. Once the mesh has been isolated for the perimeter of the bottom of the shell, this needed extruding to create the form of the bottom section of the car. But as you can see, this didn't work quite well on the first instance. What I needed to do was to merge all the faces before I could lift it up and extrude it into a solid object. So I'm now merging the whole selection cells, and now you can see there's 2 lines all the way around, 2 perimeters. So now when I extrude this, it will now give me a proper extrusion with a wall on the inside and the outside. And as you can see, once I turn it to a visual model, you'll see that's how it looks. So I then had to create the bottom by extending this mesh here further down by 25 millimeters from the current position. And here I am now taking the mesh downwards, and once it's down, I flip it upside down and I place the car on the top. And there I have the car with the basic outline of the bottom of the tin attached. So if I now turn off the individual bodies, you will see there is now the full object, which looks, I think you'll agree, something like that. Something like that. It's very, very similar anyway. So we've got the shape there. The shapes are all ready to go. And when I lift that up, you'll see that is what we have. So we now have the two shapes, which I'm further going to modify. So there we have it. That's part 3 of the pencil case project. So I look forward to making the next one, which is part 4. And that will be where I start to make the wheels on the side and possibly get some of the interlocking device to hold the top bit to the bottom. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.